Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you sure? All right. This brother I'm about to bring, he's part of the ownership with his beautiful wife here of Nicholas, and he's a very good expert in the crystals, and they sell crystals here as far as healing, but also he's one of them Trinidadian boys that just know his spirituality. You really know his spirituality. He reminds me of Eric Williams. Heard Eric Williams do his stuff, that's what I heard. So, just saying, and if those who don't know who Eric Williams was, he was the first Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. So, I'm honored to have my brother come up here and open up before we bring on Jerry. So let's welcome to the stage the one, the only Joel Benjamin. Give a round of applause, yeah!
It's good to have some people. Steel pan, of course.
Steel pan.
First and foremost, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Somebody know. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Sound dead like y'all ain't got no melon. One more time. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
All right, damn, you got Jerry Miller in the house. You got Sandra Miller. Like, come on, act like y'all excited or something.
I'm excited.
All right. No, it's just that because really, I went to one of their workshops before and I listened to their stuff and it's great and they make it so cut and dry, simple and easy. This place should have been packed even more. It's a shame when we go to places, you got to deal with the David Icke, Deepak Chopra, and people are like, damn brother, you got too much fire in you. Don't talk bad about them people like that. To hell with a damn Deepak Chopra. To hell with a Wayne Dyer. You got people like this that's doing what they're doing, making these different wands and all that, and they work. They work. So, you know, I keep seeing my people run to these other people, and we got our people in the community that not only know this, they know more. All right? And they tend to get blacklisted or shoot away like a fly, and it's time that stops. Now, if anybody don't know me, my name is Joel Benjamin. Yes, I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. Yes, I am fiery. I will tone down the language. You ain't got to worry about that, but I'm going to just tell it like it is. All right, so Simon told me, yo, you want to do a quick presentation or whatever, have you. Now, I said, okay, no problem. Real quick. Yeah, I might want to write this down. Big up to Brother Rich from the Underground Railroad. He got a YouTube page. It's called Black Magic 363. That's BLACKMAGIK, not C, IK 363. I did a lecture on there talking about, very slightly about the Nephilim, because I did that on a different one before, but I went into the Raphaeans, the giants, which is supposed to be the offsprings of the Nephilims. I also went in and showed with the FBI website where a lot of these things is on unclassified documents of the FBI website. So y'all might want to check this video out just so you can get certain information on it, because a lot of people don't know like all this stuff with the wands, everything, the crystals, monatomic gold, different foods to ingest, remote viewing, all these things the government is into. They're going to keep on being into it and been into it for a long time. So if anybody think that this stuff is a joke, it's time to wake up. I don't care if you're Hebrew, I don't care if you're Kemetic, I don't care if you're Muslim, I don't care if you're Buddhist. They are into it. And they studying every facet. There's documented files on this. This stuff is not a secret. So you can check out the video I did. It's called The Truth About Nephilim, Fallen Angels, Giants, and Untold Bible Prophecies. You just type that into YouTube. I'm not the one that made the title that long, it was Brother Rich. Right? So I'm going to say it one more time. The Truth About Nephilim, Fallen Angels, Giants, Untold Bible Prophecies. Alright, we're going to talk about some crystals real quick. Because a lot of people, like I said before, in a lot of different lectures I did, and have people there under spiritual attack. You'll have people that come to events like this, and they will still be embarrassed. Some of these people are doctors, lawyers, nurses, judges. You understand? Teachers. So coming out with certain stuff that they see, they are afraid. So it always happens where after this, people come and talk to me after. A lot of people like to hear about Illuminati exists. This one talk about it. But when certain people say, yo, they've been contacted by the Illuminati, people tend to laugh and be like, oh, this nigga crazy. That's the first thing that comes to their mind. Now, I've been contacted by them about, I want to say 10, 11 times. I'm saying that to let you know how serious this is, because there are people that's getting contacted. I know of a case where they contacted an 8-year-old child. An 8-year-old child. Come to find out the child was very bright, so of course they contacted him. You have to remember, these people have psychics too. So, by me saying that, I'm letting you know I'm going to get into certain crystals, certain oils for you to use, all right, to protect yourself. Some people have, especially women, they have where they're getting attacked at night. It happened to men too, but you hear a lot of stuff with women. The entity, whatever it is, looking to have sex with them at night. Now, I know this might sound far off, but there's a lot of people in this audience right now, it don't sound far-fetched or far off on the beaten path. You have different stuff, when I say different stuff, entities. And when I mean just entities, I'm not just talking about, oh, this spooky stuff that just walk around, oh, let me light my sage or whatnot. No, it goes deeper than that. I'm talking about where they have power to influence other people, all right, and do different things. And a lot of cases that you're hearing, like I spoke about the blood red moon. After that blood red moon, I said a lot of stuff will be happening. You get what I'm saying? So being that we know this is going to be happening, and the only way I got to really know it, I've been knew about it because I'm Hebrew. So I've been knew about it with the Shemitah year and everything. But when I got to find out that the scientists was going crazy about it, I was like, These Caucasians, I'll be nice, these Caucasians don't be going back doo-doo for nothing. About a red moon, about falling rain, that's red. Like, why are they going crazy about this? Why are they weaponizing space? It's all correlated. And that's the problem that we need to get. So, I'm just going to give you solutions, because I don't have this long set of time to speak to you on it. I'm just giving you certain solutions, certain things that you could do. One of the first things I'm going to mention is azestrolite. Anybody know about that stone, azestrolite? Nobody here? Just what? No, serious, like 2, 3 people? Okay. All right. This stone, it's good for you to know about this stone right here, azestrolite. One of the reasons why it's good for you to know about that stone is because a lot of these Caucasians is buying up the mines. You can't get this stones no more. And when you do further research, you get to find out that a lot of them that's buying up the mines are yours truly, United States of America government. See, now when they do stuff like that, that's a red flag. I don't know about you, but you need to start paying attention. Now, they say I could only talk with my own experience and experience what I gave to other people. They say this is the stone, had some white people, they trademarked the name azestrolite. One of this lady that's a psychic said an angel came to her, showed her where to get it, blah, 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 which was true. She knew where to find it or whatever. But it's other people, also a place in Atlanta, and they wanted to buy up the black people's land. The black people didn't know that it had a mine on their land. So they tried to buy the land up. The land wasn't cheap, but if you have one of this, the value raised up even more. So they tried to buy it from them before they found out. It was too late. They ended up finding out, so they didn't sell. Now, this is getting very expensive a gram. Azestrolite. Again, I'm not going to go too much into the price. When you have this stone on you, I would advise, put it in water. When you wake up, you drink the water. When you drink that water, now again, don't do this. If you're one of them people, you scared, if a cat or you see a shadow and you jump, don't do that. Don't even get into the stone, I'm telling you right now. These are certain stones that will activate you again. The government spent billions of dollars in researching this type of stuff. It's for a reason. You ever saw the movie The Man That Stares at Goats? Or heard about it?
Yeah.
Alright. That's based off of a true story, believe it or not, with remote viewing programs. And they use certain crystals to remote view. The first time I really started using this, I used this with Moldavite together. That's a wicked combination. And it took me to where I was seeing these Asian people, and I'm speaking the Asian language, and monsters coming out the scene. It was like the scene off of Godzilla. Just like real life, so vivid. Only when I did certain research, and I got to see, like, you know them animals that they show on Pokemon? And they have the legendary this and that. I know it sounds crazy, but these people know what they're talking about when they do that. When you go research that and you go see down to Egypt, the stuff that they have on the walls, you're like, yo, if you don't know better and you're in the next frame of mind, you're gonna be like, yo, they got Pokemons on the wall? Those aren't no damn Pokemons. This is stuff that they took from Egypt, from different Hebrew writings, with drawings of different caves on the walls on the Grand Canyon. When you go to the Grand Canyon, a lot of people seeing different, now that they're able to see it, especially when they go further in certain sections of the rocks that's eroding, come to find that they have caves and the drawings that's on the walls. So our ancestors was crazy. So I'm just letting you know, when you use this stone, if you choose to get this stone, it's a very powerful stone. It's not something to play with. They call it the nameless light. If you put it on top of your head, all right, you have your chakras, your basic chakras. What people forget, there's chakras in your palm and under your feet. People forget those chakras. They know about the ones above their head, above your head, which is called etheric chakras. Now, people always say, oh, etheric chakras, etheric chakras, etheric chakras. Oh, the ether, my brother. I'm like, yo, have you seen the ether? Have you been there? Oh, but I drip, shut the hell up. Because you don't know what you're talking about. When you start talking about the ether, it sounds good, but where's the proof that you deal with that? Now, that will help you go further into the etheric chakras. Hold on 1 second. Okay, this one is a biblical stone. There's a lot of biblical stones called periodal. This, if you have money problems. Now, I'm going to show you again. I'm going to back everything up dealing with some aura pictures that I took. Where you'll see etheric chakras. When you start seeing etheric chakras, you start seeing colors such as bright white, gold, tangerine. Colors that's not basic chakras. It's called a Correlian photography. Alright? It takes a picture of your aura. We will be having it soon in the next shop where we move to the next Nicholas, further down Fulton Street at Restoration Plaza. Now, scientists for years was doubting it until they made the camera, they was able to see it, and then they changed it up and called it a biofield. So, if you hear biofield, all they're talking about is chakra. Now, do not think this is not going to help you in your everyday life, because it is. You will be surprised the type of people that's into this type of stuff. Tectite. Now, for people who have like arthritis, radiation problems, you know, how you call it? You get real ill or your head start hurting when you're in front of the computer. Tectite is very good for that. Tectite, most of the black stones. Tectite, black tourmaline, that will help a lot, okay? If you're under certain spiritual attacks, it's good to put it in water, fill up a bucket of water, put that in a bucket of water and bathe with it. Citrine. Now, citrine is a stone that I like to give for ladies. Men could use it too, but I like to give for ladies, especially that have problems with their stomach area. Digestion, period. But you gotta be careful when you use citrine with ladies that got period problems, because it might intensify, but that's only because you gotta remember, this stuff gives off a frequency. So if the other stuff is not dealing with that frequency, let me give you an example. You know the opera singer? And she be like, "Ah," and shatter the glass. If you put the glass and you show it under slow motion, it wobbles at first. That's all disease in your body. Once you find the right frequency. The government, they call it scalar, write this down, they call it scalar weaponry, or scalar waves, all right? They will do something like herkimer. Now we have pacamers. I like the pacamers, those are from Pakistan. It's just like herkimer diamonds, only a stronger quality. They will take that and put it in a petri dish and send out the waves of it in a 360-degree-mile radius. And then some people might get headaches, or some people might feel like a buzz. And you'll notice you might be more psychically in tune when you have pacamers or herkimers. Again, especially if you put it in water, because you know water absorbs, that's very important. So the water absorbs the energy. I'm going to go more scientific with it. I'm going to show you what I mean. But for now, the water absorbs the energy. Your brain alone is 90% water. That's just your brain alone. Over 90%. All right? Your whole body, they say 70-something. But as science go along, they find out it's really more than 90% water. Believe it or not. So, this is a pachymer. What they will do, again, they did a next study where they took the roach poison and they put it in a petri dish and they send out the scalar wave, the frequency. Everything have a frequency. Always remember that. They sent out the wave. Research this. You can check it out yourself. I already did lectures sending people to links and where to check these type of stuff out. When it sends off the frequency, all roaches, all insects in the 360-degree-mile radius dead. Scalar weaponry.
Right.
As far as I know, they've been using this since 2008. It's really longer than that, but they perfected it. Like the pinnacle stage was 2008. Now this, if anybody feel, you have certain cell phone towers that you're around, okay? And a lot of people say they feel a buzzing, or they hear a humming in their ears or in their head. Sometimes people feel like they hearing a tapping. Okay, like that tapping, or you feel somebody poking you like this, a lot of time it is the waves that's coming at you, because it intensifying certain parts of the brain. Sometimes parts that you haven't used before. You understand? So you gotta remember, they do this weaponry, and you get affected, you feel sick, you go to the doctor. Like some men, they might have problems with erectile dysfunction. They go to the doctor's like, yo, nothing's wrong with you, I'm not seeing nothing wrong with you. Or some people might feel like they're coming down with a terrible cold, and mucus coming out, everything. They're like, yo, they go to the doctor, nothing is wrong with them. They run CAT scan, this and that, until you get to see, yo, it's certain radio towers, cell phone towers in the area. They call them extremely low frequency waves. So you gotta be careful of that, because that affects you spiritually. Now, this, everybody know, do, re, mi, fa, si, la, ti, do, right? Come to find out, these are ancient keys. Again, you could check out Dr. Horowitz. He have a book called DNA, Pirates of the Sacred Spiral. And he touched on that. Now, these frequencies, like I said before, there's a frequency to help repair DNA. Everybody's seen CSI, that show. It has certain places, especially in the top labs of the government, that use this when the DNA is too far gone. They put it in that same petri dish and they blast it with that frequency. That frequency is 528 Hz, 528 Hertz. If I'm not mistaken, I should know this by heart by now. It should be me. And when you play it, you hear it go. Like one time I made a mistake, and this person, he was dealing with, I ain't gonna say his name, I ain't gonna blow him up, but he was dealing with certain entity. I know he deal with certain entities that he shouldn't be dealing with. Man, I played that frequency, that man damn near had a heart attack. That's of the devil! Turn that off! And yo, this dude was going crazy. Nobody ever seen him act like that. All right, now to cleanse quartz crystals, remember, we have little pieces of quartz crystals in our brains already. Our skeletal system is quartz based. They don't teach that unless you go to them big, high Ivy League schools and all that other stuff. But quartz crystals, brain energy. If you can get a frequency generator and get this frequency, 4096 Hertz, it's going to help a lot. All right? Ohm. Everybody know the ohm frequency, the sound that the earth vibrates. That's not me. Now, I was right. Me, 528 Hertz. All right? See, it deals with the solar plexus. Now, you have people that have autism, you play that type of frequency for them. Because a lot of people with autism, ADHD, and all this other stuff, sound like some damn products for TV that you're buying. When you play these frequencies, they change. Like Sister Kafunia, or Mama Kafunia, I call her. She have this crystal sound bowls. It's proven for children that's acting up and carrying on. You play the crystal sound bowl. This is scientifically proven. They calm down. They're better. All it is that you're changing the frequency and you're affecting their DNA. That's all it is. All right. Scratch that real quick. Because I only got like 3 minutes. Very important. Monatomic gold. This is actual gold. They crush it up, put it in a powder form. They get real scientific with it, spin it with magnets, all that other stuff, and they make gold where you could ingest. Now, this raises your blood. I forgot how much it hurts. I always forget that, but it don't matter. Research it, Google it. They're gonna be like, do you mean? So just research it. It raises your blood to a certain amount of hertz. People with cancer, any type of sickness, or if you have certain spiritual attacks that you're going under, when you use this, your vibration raises. We have the black one and we have the gold one, and we're gonna have the sprays for those people that just can't swallow pills. All right. Now this enhances your aura. I'm gonna show you real quick 2 or 3 aura pictures. This is the most recent aura picture that I took. And it's funny, every time I take these pictures, these Asians be going crazy. This is an aura picture. All right? The same camera that take it. Do not use that digital garbage. Use the, always get the one that deals with a Polaroid. All right? You see how you could barely see that there's a figure even there? That's how your aura should be. Anytime you see green, notice it's coming from the left, it goes out from the right. That's your energy. When you see an abundance of green, that's dealing with money. All right? You have a herb, an oil called Penny Royale.
Yes.
I advise y'all get it. If you're looking to have any business, anything like that, you get Penny Royale. You mop out the place with it. You cleanse your crystal with it. Also, hyssop oil. It's by Now product. For people who have problems with their children, like their focus and mental, you can get the same monatomic gold. If you don't want to get it in the pill form, you can get it in the spray form where you spray it. To me, that's just a bit cheating, because all they really do is take a pill, open it up, put in some damn water, shake it up. Alright, so I'm being honest. I ain't trying to chip you, I'm letting you know. But some people just want it in the spray form anyway. Let me show you the next aura picture. And then if anybody have any questions, real quick. All right, see? Yeah, I remember this time. Real good money time for me. All right? You see the yellow coming in, you see the green, and there's different ways you can raise up your vibration. Like I said, certain prayers you could say. I always tell people that, especially when you read those Psalms. Certain prayers you could say. Now, I also witness not just the Psalms, but I know there's certain mantras. They call it Vedic mantras and whatnot. Help raise your vibration as well. I want to get you one of my older ones. Okay, this is from 2014. All right? At this time, that's when I started doing a lot of spiritual work for people, helping cleanse their homes and whatnot. I mean, I was always doing it, but so much people kept referring me, so I had to put it at a higher pace. So I had to keep bathing with such spiritual oils, like the petty essential, not that mixed down garbage, essential oils. We got people that we want to be cheap. They want the good stuff, but want to be cheap with it. So I started saying certain prayers and whatnot, and I noticed my aura started getting like this. Anytime you see high purple or high velvet, that's when you're dealing with some heavy spiritual stuff. This one is from since 2011. All right? This is October 8th, 2011. All right? This is how you want your aura to be. Notice, you're not really seeing my face in these pictures. Like this one, you could barely see, and I'm dark already as it is. So this one, you're barely seeing my face. That's what you want when you take these items. When you deal with these crystals, when you deal with these wands and whatnot. Don't use it or just have it there to have it. You use it to build up your vibration, your spiritual energy. Let me see, one last one. One I want to show y'all. I should have it here. It's supposed to be like the first one I ever took. Bear with me, I'll be real quick. Ah, got it. Now this is the first one. Is it? Yeah. This is the first one I ever took in 2008. And when I took it, they had this particular Asian lady. She be in them. She go like in them, how you call it, them Buddhist temples far up on a damn mountain where if you don't breathe properly, you could pass out and all that. So she's real good at reading the aura. When she saw this, she damn near had a heart attack. She was calling the rest of people over and whatnot. Now this is when you start dealing with etheric chakras. You should be seeing platinum, bright white, okay, and colors that you are not able to recognize. That's when you start dealing with etheric chakras. All right, and this is from since 2008. If you notice, you're seeing some of me right there. Now that's when I was hardly sleeping. Okay, so the energy, it was high, but it was still on low. This is what you want. I could show you others where there's 7 orbs above my head and everything. Like later on, if you want to come, you can check it out. You start building up your energy when you start using the alkaline ionized water, monatomic gold, certain crystals and different stuff to bathe with. Like you have one called frugalite. Frugalite is when lightning hits sand in the water on the beach. It's very rare, very hard to get. I have that. Send your dreams to a whole nother level. All right, so now Simon just gave me the wheel. So that means wrap it up. So any questions? Real quick, no? It's called a Correlian photography camera, Polaroid. We will be having it at Nicholas soon, and we'll charge people accordingly to take their aura picture.
Which essential oils would you use? Because you were saying there's certain essential oils that also...
Okay, hyssop oil, very high biblical oil. Everybody hear about frankincense and myrrh? Hyssop oil is like poof. Then you have the penny royale. I could tell, like I said, I did lectures where I told about the penny royale before. I'm not even going to get into it. It's very, very powerful. Penny royale. And cinnamon is always good too, but the highest ones, penny royale and hyssop oil. All right?
Give Joel a well-deserved round of applause. Now, you see how you spoke about crystals? You know, I'm an ordained minister, and my father is an ordained minister. And my son stayed at my father's house. Remember Adam, Prince? And the wife, because she's so into the church, told him that there's something wrong with crystals and stone. And I went into the Bible and text my father all the biblical quotes of where the Creator talks about, or the Bible speaks about crystals in a positive manner.
That's right.
And they had to fold and show respect because it's in the Bible from Genesis all the way down to Revelation.
Kingdom of heaven.
From jasper, amethyst, all of this is in there. Carnelian, all of this stuff is in the Bible, and it helps you. The Creator gave us crystals. It's a part of the earth itself, and they're here for a reason. So a lot of us that don't understand that, and obviously, this just goes to show me that his wife and my father's family, my father's new family on that side, went by their Bible. They didn't go into the Bible.
Right.
Because if they would have went into the Bible, they wouldn't have given my son problems. Because I got infuriated when they did. And I just looked up, because we studied that Bible. Like we were studying the language and everything. And I went in there and I had to defend him. So I sent all the biblical quotes on crystals, and they're not satanic, they're not evil, they're none of this. It's a defense mechanism. It's one of the armors of God. It's your armor. It's part of your armor. And most people don't understand that. And I'm glad I was able to, study this and learn this and learn it from different levels. What's up, Katrina?
No, I just wanted to expound on what you're saying because the Bible also speaks of the 12 sacred stones of the high priest and priestess.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Which is part of wearing our full armor as
That's
well.
right.
I just wanted to
That's true. That's right.
elaborate
That's
on
right.
what you're saying.
That's why I say these different ways of lives is what it is. It's a school that we're supposed to go through and learn. And that's why I say in my book, numerology is not here to take you away from your religion. Numerology is here to make you a better person and better connected to your Creator so you can learn to know thyself like you're supposed to know yourself. If it says, be ye therefore perfect, even as God in heaven is perfect, why aren't you striving for perfection and you're always depending on following somebody instead of being perfect? Why are you not striving for it? If it says you can do better, you can do even more than Christ did, it tells you you can move mountains too. Why aren't you striving? It's so easy to stay and be complacent. Remember, comfort is the enemy of progress. If you're comfortable where you at, then you ain't progressing. You're too damn comfortable. You want to connect. The religion comes from religios, which means to take back, to go back. Where are you going back to? You gotta go back and reconnect to the universal Creator, who you call God, or that person called Allah, that person called Yahweh, that person, whatever name you call him by. There's many names. But we keep on running away from who we really are. That's why it says in Psalms 82 verse 6, ye are God's children of the Most High. Recognize who you are in those scriptures. And even in 32 John, it says about, isn't it written in your Bible that it says that ye are gods? That's what it says Jesus even said it.
Yes.
So where does the word come from? Respect your energy force, which you call a dove god or law or whatever. Respect it and learn to reconnect with it and stop being a slave to other people telling you about God, and learn about yourself, and then you will know God. Because if you look in the mirror, you're supposed to see God every day.
Exactly.
If you look in the mirror. Something wrong with people. Men sharpen men, women sharpen women. We as people and couples sharpen each other. And that's what we're supposed to do. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but only fools despise wisdom and instruction. Another biblical quote. I read my Bible almost every day. I read the Quran every day. I read all different types of stuff and show how it all connects and how it came from one source, the Almighty. If we don't recognize that, some of us, there's a problem with some of us. And now it's time to break those chains, those mental chains that slavery and colonialism put on us. So I brought my brother and sister here to help break those chains. This man was a Jehovah's Witness, right? No, he studied Jehovah's Witness.
No, I did.
No.
I'm clean up.
Hold on. Before I bring him on. No, I didn't bring you on. Come on, step back. We're going to clean up. We're going to clean it up. We're going to clean it up. We're going to clean that up. We was in Islam, but I know before that he was well studied in biblical theology.
I was going to a seminary.
Seminary, right. Okay.
Couple minutes. Yes.
All right. So we gonna clean that up. He's not Ray Higgins now, but I'm just saying.
No.
You ready to set you up? You ready to put your stuff in?
Yeah.
So we're not doing this off of hearsay. We're doing this off of what we have applied to our lives. And that's why I am an ordained minister of the Universal Life Church. You too? I see you too, baby. So for you too. Huh? For the last 10 years. So we are ordained to officiate marriage and seminar in any religious, any spiritual system. We can go under that. Because it's not God is not the author, or the creator is not the author of division. It's European did that division stuff. We didn't do that division stuff. We're all about unity and becoming one with that creator. You better understand that from right now. And it's coming. Remember, like Khalid used to say, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one. Remember that. Regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one. And right now, I'm going to bring up one of my brethren. One of my good friends there. One that said, come from Jamaica, gato. Family. And then wife, too. We did it. I want y'all to get up and stand up for one of our elders and give him a round of applause. The one, the only, Mr. Jerry Miller!
My brother. Oh, boy. What's he gonna put? Push the thing on this time. Yeah.
Hold on, fam. What I need to do for you, baby?
Okay, what you gotta do is put me on the screen.
Okay, no problem. I got you. Let me just pick this up first. Charles Barron will be speaking. Well, no, the Children of Slave Patriarch annual event coming up at 750 Nostrand Avenue between October and Saturday the 24th of October. Got to big that up. And make sure you see Brother John for that. Also, I got big up Sister Afua. She's also vending today. Big up to Sister Afua and all the rest of the vendors that are here. Back again, we're going to do my brother. You're going to set this up, make sure. Well, okay, it's coming back on. PC. All right. You know where you're going with that? You know where you're going?
Already there.
Where's your...
I was there before. This is what I need right here.
You need the bottom. Which one? Blue?
No, it's
Or pink?
pink.
Right.
Right
Right.
there, yeah. Okay, right here. No, right over here. Awesome. Back.
Which one? With the pink?
Right here, yeah. Right here.
All right. With that.
Yeah, you go over here.
So that's
Over to the right. To the right. Yeah.
all what's in.
Again. Right there, yes, sir.
Anybody celebrating a birthday? I'd like to. Any Libras in the building? Any Libras? Wow. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Give it a round of applause. Happy birthday, sister. It's all right. It only comes once a year. That means that means the sun has revolved around the earth once a year for you. So happy birthday. How old are you now? When is your birthday today? What is it? What day is that? That's the 18th? The 19th? Oh, today's the 18th. Yeah, the 19th. Own your own business, girl. Stop playing. You just own your own business. Do it for yourself. You ain't gonna like to punch no clock. Believe that. Just stay focused and never second guess yourself. Don't second guess yourself, all right? Don't be indecisive about stuff. Accomplish the goal. Give my man a round of applause, Brother Jerry Miller, once again.
Okay, before we get started, I'm going to have my lovely wife, she's going to pass out some things for you that will be very helpful and beneficial. It's, what is it there? Basil, holy basil. Okay? And whenever we do any type of lecture or anything, several things that we do prior to that, pass it out. You want to say what you need to do with it? She'll explain it. She knows better than I do.
Okay, what we normally do, we'll pass out some holy basil, because what it does, it activates the conscious mind. So when you're in a spiritual lecture, it's better that you're more activated, so that you can, so the consciousness kind of shift out the way, and you'll be able to absorb better what you're getting. But we just wanted to thank Joel for acknowledging us, and just give a little history in Jerry and I. But Jerry usually doesn't tell it, he just, you know, whatever.
I get right into it.
He gets right into it. Anyway, one of my aspects of myself is known as Mama Congo. And within, there's a few other people, that energies that we deal with. You can literally say we actually live with beings, extraterrestrials, different people that comes in and gives us information. Jerry has many aspects to himself in the sense that he was the medicine man on the Trail of Tears. So he will at times channel the medicine man or different beings and things like that. And another thing that we want people to know that people do sleep on us because people are not aware or know exactly who we are and what we do. We have been on this planet since the conception of the thought of the planet. We are billions of years old. We have traveled from galaxy, dimension, intergalactic, however you want to word it, forever and a day. Our purpose at this time, this is our last time on the planet, we won't be returning. Our purpose at this time is to bring people up to the highest level that they are willing. There's no one that can stop you. It's how much you're willing to do. It's important to activate and to elevate, along with some of the stuff that Joel was saying, because it's not about dealing with things on the physical. The physical is strictly a third dimensional space, and we need to move beyond the fifth dimension. The beings that we currently deal with are from the ninth dimension and beyond. So that's outside of this whole complete system. And what we offer to people is, we come straight from heart space. We want you to have the information. We give information that we should charge hundreds of dollars for. And just like he said, there should be more people here. When Jerry lectures, the room is filled with white folks.
Excuse me, can you get the mic?
Sitting on the floor. They're standing room only. They will travel a few states over just to come and get the information. We'll see them the next year, and they have transformed in thought. So the information is valuable, and it's time to really take hold of it, because there's a lot, as Jerry will explain, that's going on. But you're dealing with a mass story. So that's what I have to say. Okay, we'll just pass this around, and here's a bag.
Okay,
Walk
take the
when
basil,
you're done.
and when you get it, just
Take some
rub
out.
it in your hand like this, and then take a deep breath in, and you will definitely feel it. You will definitely feel it. What we're going to do today, we're going to talk about several things. The first part of the lecture is going to deal with the part of capturing your intuition, spiritual intuition. The second half of what we're going to deal with is going to deal with what to expect in the year 2016 and beyond. So 2016, starting now as we're calling it, is the fact that it's going to be a year of preparation, a year of deception, and a year of mind control. That's something very important. We're going to show you things today, I promise you. When you walk out of here today, you will not be the same person that walked in. You will see things from a whole nother perspective, a whole nother level, and on a whole nother realm. I promise you this. So as many of your lives in here, in the way that you think and see, is going to change today. That I will guarantee. Okay? But first we're going to deal with the benefits of tapping into spiritual intuition. Like I said, we all have it. Okay, let's get over here. And however, we need to develop it, not be afraid of it. One of our biggest problems as a people is fear. We always told something that is spooky, that is mystical, that is magical, and we're so afraid. If the white man says stay away from it, we're going to stay away from it. Because if he says run in this direction, you go in the opposite direction. So if there's something over there that he doesn't want you to know, that you're supposed to know, that you're supposed to see. This thing that we have, as far as the intuition goes, is something that we are born with. We all have it from the time that we're born to the time that we die. Okay? Now, since you're already psychic, you're already spiritually intuitive. A lot of things happen to you during the course of the day that you may be thinking about somebody and the phone rings and that person's on the phone. That's something, and what you're doing is that you are tuning in. That's when your frequency is at a high. That's when you're able to connect on that level with somebody. When you know that you're raising up high, certain things begin to happen. Has anybody here ever bought a new car? Or a used car?
Yeah.
All right? And what happens when you buy that car? You all of a sudden, on the street, what do you see? That same car you bought everywhere.
Yeah.
So why? Why is that? They've always been there. They've always been there. Those cars have never went anywhere. Why is that? Because what has happened is that because you tuned into something that is attached to you, that you now have, it raises your frequency and your awareness. And now that your awareness is raised, you are now able to tune in and see this here thing everywhere. Wherever you go, you're going to see this here car, and it happens with everything else that's going on in your life. When you raise your level of awareness, or as you might say, consciousness, you now open to things that you were seeing before but did not see. This is what happens. So therefore, you have to recognize you have these abilities, and then learn to work them and learn to use them to your benefit. Okay, now, next thing. See, now this here is all new to me. See, working with this here thing, this is white man magic. I ain't used to it, but I'm going to do the best I can with what I got. Okay, now, what is spiritual intuition? What is it? What is spiritual intuition? We hear the word spirit, we hear the word intuition, and we use it, but then do we really know what it is? Do we really know what it is? Let's answer the question real quick. Now, the word spirit, spiritual, self, it's life force. Acknowledging the inner you, the real you, the one that really exists. In the Hebrew, it's called ruh, okay? Which is a life force of an energy which everybody and everything has within it. You have the ruh, you have that spirit, you have that energy all throughout you. And I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of where you really are and not where you think you are. Okay? It comes from intuition. It's a hunch. Something that you feel about something or somebody. You may get around a person and start feeling uncomfortable. You say, there's something about that person, or there's a thing that I don't like. I don't feel comfortable being with them. I don't feel comfortable in their energy space. That's your intuition beginning to work. That's that hunch. Now remember how your mother always said to you, especially you girls, that boy you messing with, he ain't no damn good. And you hear it, and what happens? You mess with him anyway. And slowly the whole mama says, I told you. But because of the fact that your intuition didn't kick in yet, you don't see it. But because of her life's experiences and things that she knows, she sees, she's trying to warn you before you have it. So when you get these intuitions, or when you get these hunches, pay attention. That's a red flag for you. That's a signal that's going up to let you know something isn't right, something that you have to pay attention to, and you need to listen. Listen. Okay, in other words, it's a spiritual knowing. It's in the knowing is the key. Once you know, now the thing is this, is that you can't believe, you can't suspect, you have to know. And in the knowing is where you will have your power. That's where your power is. Like my wife said, we go out in times, we go all over the country, different places, and we do what we do here, and we also give lectures. And in the lectures where we go, when I look out in the crowd, I see at least 95 to 98% white people.
Wow.
They come. They come and ask my wife and I questions about different things, and then what happens when the event opens, black people come in and they run right straight to the white folks. They look at us as if we don't exist, not knowing that before the event happened, all those folks were coming to us, asking us information, getting answers. This year I went out and I talked about the 10 keys, the 10 keys of spiritual awakening and power. Okay? The 10 keys. I told them 10 different things that changed their lives. Today I'm going to try to give you all some of that too. If I gave it to them, I'm going to give it to you too. And I promise you it will definitely change your life. Alright? But this is something that we have to know and know. Stop speculating. Stop. I think, I know. No. Because with that knowing, you're going to gain that power. You're going to have that power. Let's see. Oh, what's this? There we go. All right, now, we are spiritual beings living in a physical body. How do you know? How do you know you're a spiritual being living in a physical body? Not because somebody told you, but how do you know this? Watch this. Prior to coming to this planet, Earth, you had spiritual intellect. Now I'm going to show you something right here that you do all the time that is spiritual, and you don't even realize that it is. If everybody would just close your eyes, everybody, please, everyone, just close your eyes, close your eyes. Now, I want you to see a tree. I don't care what kind of tree it is, just see a tree in your eyes. Say your eyes closed. Now, I want you to talk to that tree. Say, hi tree, what a nice tree you are, what a lovely tree, you're a pretty tree, anything that you want. Communicate with that tree back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Keep your eyes closed, just visualize it as best as you possibly can. Just keep talking to that tree, right? Very good, excellent. Now open your eyes, open your eyes. What you just did is this. You left third dimension. When you close your eyes, you, not your body, but you are no longer in third dimension of see, hear, smell, taste, touch. But yet, without the use of your physical eye, without the use of your physical ear, without the use of your physical mouth, you were talking, you were singing, you were hearing. How so? How is that possible? How is that possible that you can do these things without the aid of a physical body? Because you are a spiritual being that is surrounded, encased in a physical body. And then when you look at it from this standpoint of being that, look at it from this aspect, you are on the inside looking out. You, the person who you are, that spiritual person, is on the inside looking out. But yet, when you release yourself from the physical, you no longer are here, you are now in another, let's use the terminology you're familiar with, another dimension. Because you left this airplane, this earth plane, and you're no longer trapped in the physical. Because anything that exists in the physical has to first come from the spiritual dimension. Something that you had mentioned before about the crystals, right? There's a story about a guy out in Garden Grove, California. His name was Robert Schuller. You may have heard of him. Right? He was a big-time preacher out there, right? To show you how these people think and what really goes on and how they see things. Is that he had wanted to bring into existence a crystal cathedral. A cathedral made of crystal. And so when he went and hired an architect. And he told his architect what he wanted, how he wanted to design. And he drew up the plans and he had the blueprints and everything. And then he went to a contractor and said, I want you to build this. The contractor said, looked at the plans, said, look, Mr. Schuller, it's a great idea, but it's impossible. He said, what? He said, it's impossible. He said, do me a favor, over there on my desk, I have a dictionary. Look up the word impossible and tell me what it says. The guy went over to the desk, the dictionary, looked into it, impossible. He looked in there and said, the word impossible is not in here. He said, that's right, so that word does not exist to me. There is nothing that is impossible. And with him saying that, that church is sitting out there right today in Garden Grove, California. A crystal cathedral that he said was impossible, but because of the fact that he did not relate to a negative word impossible, he made it a reality. And anything that you can think of, that you can conceive, will become a reality because it first starts here in the spirit and you bring it down into the physical. Now, there are many of you that are here that are given great ideas, great thoughts, great things to do, but the problem is you don't act on them. You'll see something that you might have been thinking about later on down the road that someone else made. You said, I was thinking about doing that. Right, you were. But because they acted on it first, they got it. It's not that you were the only person that's given these ideas, or given these thoughts, or given these visions. A lot of people are. And whoever is the first to hit the ground running will get it. You think Ford was the only guy that came up with a car? Hell no. You think Edison was the only cat that came up with a light bulb? No. This was floating around in the air for everybody to attain. But he was one of the first ones to grab it. And when he grabbed it, he seized it, and he ran like hell with it, and brought it into existence. So anything before it comes to a physical, it has to first be in the spirit. That's where it comes from. And then you bring it down, and what it causes vibrating at just a high frequency. And it cannot be seen in the physical. And as you create it and bring it, and you slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. So you slow it down, it becomes a solid. And there it is. Like it's building and anything else. So when you, prior to coming here, you had all of that intellect in you. Everything that you could possibly think of, and you came down in different groups. Like for instance, all of you that are here this afternoon, prior to coming to this planet, we all had a meeting. And we said, one day when we get down here, we're going to come here and we're going to see Jerry Miller speak. And you come here and see me speak. And we all gathered together and made that. Why? Because you could be any place else on this planet that you choose to be, yet you chose to be here. And that's how these things happen. When you begin to start to connect on that same level, that same frequency, that same vibration, you start pulling all of this together. You start coming together as one. And you become as one mind. When you become as one mind, there's nothing you cannot do, you cannot accomplish. Because of the fact that you are now in accord with one another. So prior to coming here, you had this spiritual intellect. But once on earth, when we got here, it was forgotten. Why? Because we came here to get that physical experience. We wanted to know what it felt like to go through physical things. We want to know what it felt like to go through maybe happiness, sadness, pain, love, all these different things as a spiritual being. Because there, it doesn't exist like that for us. But here, we are now in the world of see, hear, smell, taste, touch. We now have these things to experience. And once we get the taste of it, we say, okay, it's time to get out of here. That's why a lot of you are activating that DNA, that ancient DNA, that dormant DNA that's in you is beginning to stir. You're beginning to ask questions. You're beginning to wonder why. You're beginning to say to yourself, I don't feel like I belong here. And there are some of you that are here that don't have all earthly DNA. Some of you have galactic DNA. And you come from the stars, you come from the heavens. Because there are times at night when you're alone by yourself, you go outside and look up at the stars in the sky, and you like the movie E.T., oh, that's you. That's who you are. Because you feel that connection. You say to yourself, damn, I want to get out there. I want to be out there amongst them. And that's why you are what they call an astral traveler. When you go and you dream, you do astral traveling. Astral is the word star. You become a star traveler, like an astronaut. An astronaut is a star sailor. That's what the word means. They're sailors, they're nautical. And so he's part of the astral community. So with that, you are now part of the astral community. When you start to go out, when you start to venture beyond the earth, and you get that connection with all of those, as you might call them, extraterrestrial beings, because that's where a lot of your DNA is coming from for some of you. There are others you will come from different dimensions. Everybody that is here on this planet is not from the earthly plane. Stop being fooled, stop being told things like that. You are not, and you feel it, and you know it, but you can't tell somebody because they say, oh, you crazy. You out your goddamn mind talking like that. What you been smoking? First thing they ask you, because of the fact that they can't relate, because they don't know it, they can't see it, because it's not part of who they are. All right? Now, this is where we get to the interesting part. Tapping into who you are, not what you are. Remember, you were taught what to think, not how to think. And now, when you're ready to tell me, I'll just get out the way, because I'm doing the over here. Okay, so you see. It's about tapping in to remember who you are. Tapping in is important, all right? And there are different ways that you can do this. There are different ways that you can tap in to remember to awaken that dormant DNA, to awaken who you are. And one of the ways that we're going to talk about is this. Meditation. Meditation, meditation, meditation. Meditation is important. Now, a lot of us say, well, I don't know how to meditate. I don't know what to do. Or when I'm meditating, I lose focus. I lose, direction. I can't think straight. Well, Okay? Right here, if you read that, it tells you it's a way to tap into that spiritual inner self. Like when I said, when you close your eyes before, you were doing a brief meditation. That was a simple form of meditation because you were tapping inward. You had shut out the entire world. And when I said to you to focus on these things, nothing else came into your mind because you did not allow it. A lot of times when we think, when we have a thought process, it's like this. Is that you ever seen one of those little balls, you take it and you throw it on the ground and it bounces up and goes back down and it just bounces all over the place? That's how our minds are constantly going on 24/7. You've constantly got so many things going on in the head, we can't focus on any one thing and do it right all the time because we haven't learned to block out or to screen out those things that come in and interfere with our thoughts of what we want to do. It's like when you first learn to drive a car, all right? You first learn to drive a car, what do? You were thinking of everything at once, thinking of the gas, the brake, the driving, all these things coming all at once at you. And it's very, very difficult. So what happens? After a period of time, you're killing yourself once or twice. The subconscious mind says, look, before you kill us both, let me take over, and then you do what you got to do. And so what happens is that you relinquish that to the subconscious thought processes, the subconscious mind. And then the subconscious mind comes in and says, okay, I can drive the car, but I know how to drive, you don't. And you can talk, you can do whatever you want to do while I'm driving to keep us there. That's when you are tapping and yourself. That also is a form of meditation, right? But also it says here, it's also a link. Not remembering who you are, but also remembering who your ancestors are. Because remember, your ancestors are those who preceded before us. They went before us and paved the way. Yet they are with us to help guide us, but we have to be able to tap in. And in tapping in, you will be able to visit them in other dimensions, other vortexes. You know that during the course of the day, that a lot of you don't notice, but you go through a vortex, you walk right through a vortex into another dimension, then you walk right out again and not know it. Because that happened to my wife and I. We happened to be in the courthouse for something that we were taking care of business. And while we were in the courthouse, we looked around at each other and looked at the people there. Holy Jesus, holy Jesus. What is going on? Is that we were in a whole nother dimension. There was nothing there but low vibrational beings, low vibrational frequencies. And we're standing there looking at it like, you know, what the heck are we doing here? And we just sat back and we observed. We stood in the corner, away from everybody else, and just observe what was going on and how these people were acting. And we kind of said to ourselves, like, you know, this is what our ancestors look at. They sit back and,
A lot of them
yeah, a lot of them didn't see us. This happens to us a lot of times too, is that when you raise your frequency, when you really raise your frequency, a lot of times people don't actually see you. This happens like when I go to the store sometimes, when I'm feeling real good, and I got a good feeling, and I'm really, really high about something, and I walk to the store, and I'm standing there, and the girl, I don't know who she is, but she's white or black, doesn't matter, they'll walk right by me. They're right by me. And I'm looking at them, what's wrong with you? And all of a sudden, when I do that, I lower my vibrations to them and say, oh, excuse me, I see you standing there. Can I help you, sir? I've been standing there for the last 5 minutes. Bitch. And you didn't see me? Then I realized, okay, that's what happened. I was such a high frequency, and this is what happens to you from time to time. I know a guy that I know, I wouldn't say a friend of mine, but a guy that I know. What he used to do is that he used to go to the supermarket, fill up his shopping cart, and walk out. What? Nobody saw him. He walked right by the guard. Now I've seen him do it. I've seen him do it. He said, watch this. Because I know how to do it too, but I don't do it. I don't do that. I don't even go see that bad. But he filled up his basket. I mean, Ray Charles could see what he had in that basket. And he just went through there and walked right out of the grocery store, got to his car, loaded it up, and that was it. Nobody saw a thing. And this tells you that once you get to a certain level, once you go to a consciousness, now I'm not talking about just the physical consciousness, that you say We are the conscious community. We know about being conscious. We're talking about being conscious on a spiritual level. Because there's more than one level of consciousness. You can be conscious all your ass wants to be. But if you ain't conscious spiritually, you're wasting your time. Because they go hand in hand. Just don't settle for that level of consciousness or awareness. Look for the spiritual level of consciousness and awareness. And what that will do, that will take you to a whole nother place. A whole nother vibration. A whole nother thing that's going on in your life. Right now, I'm going to stop and do something real quick, and I'll explain it later if I can do this. What I want you all to do, everybody look at me, pay attention to me. What I want you to do is this. Is I want you to think of two geometric shapes. Two. Doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be small, but two geometric shapes and not be a square. Not be a square, all right? I want you to think of those two of them. And as you're thinking of them, I want you to take one and put one inside the other. Watching, pay attention, put one inside the other. And then when you're ready, only when you're ready, I want you to give it a color. Okay, have you done that? Now I'm going to take a guess at what two shapes there were, and the color, we talk about it later. Okay, was one a triangle? Yeah. Was one a circle? Wow. And was the color red?
Yo, that's great.
Okay, I'll explain that later. Explain that later. That's going to go in the second part of the lecture. That I'm going to explain to you how that was done and why I did that.
That's insane.
Okay? All right, now, moving on. I'm just here. You should say. Okay, let's see, is it the blind man? The next one. Okay, now, this is where it comes part of the meditation where you have to learn to block out unwanted thoughts. Unwanted thoughts. Okay? A lot of times people say, like, when I'm meditating, I can't hold it because I'm thinking of so many different things. For instance, you might be, let's see, thinking of going shopping, playing ball, going to the club and dropping it like it's hot, worry, fear, anger. All these here things will come in as you're trying to meditate to block you from achieving that level of meditation. And what happens, unfortunately, for so many people is that when this occurs, they give up. They say, oh man, I can't do this, and I have no sense in trying to do it. But that's where you should do it at that point. What you need to do in learning to meditate is this. Two things. First thing is pick a time of day when it's suitable for you to do every day. Doesn't matter what time it is. If you get up first thing in the morning and it's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock, take that time, at least a half hour. It doesn't have to sit there. You don't have to sit there in some position and you don't have to do all that. That's not necessary. Sit in a comfortable position or lay down in a comfortable position. Doesn't matter. There are those who in different schools of thought say, well, you have to sit in this position, or you have to do this, or you have to do that. That's not true. Whatever position that you take that you are comfortable in, that's the position that you take. All right? And then you begin your meditation. Personally, for me, when I first started out meditating, I listened to guided meditations. All right? Guided meditations are the type that you have somebody talking and saying, I want you to sit back, I want you to relax, I want you to breathe, I want you to, and it takes you all through. That way, you can focus on the sound of your voice and not on that type of stuff, like this. You have so many things going on in your mind that you can't really focus. So once you get to the guided part of the meditation, then you'll be able to start saying, okay, I've mastered this. Now it's time to go for the unguided. And that way you can learn to focus your energies. You can focus anything that you want to do and bring into that mind space. If you want to contact your ancestors, you can once you do that. If you want to travel to another dimension, you can do that. Remember this, that the physical body, see, hear, smell, taste, touch, is limited. It's limited. If I say to you, stretch your fingers as far as they can go, this is it, you've reached the limit. Or if I say stretch your mind to the moon, you're there. So that means that you no longer have limits once you release third dimension. And the thing about third dimension is that it's a place where it's a trap. Really, it's a trap. Because when you get here, There are things that keep you, as they say, earthbound, keep you attracted. Things that you want to go through, let's say, money. Everybody wants money. There's nothing wrong with wanting money, having money, but you don't let the money control you to the point where you sell, as they say, your soul. You know, and we're going to talk about this too in the second part of the lecture, about that, where you have certain people who you trust, people that you trust, who are some of your, let's say, your actors or your singers or your entertainers in that field, who you trust, who promote things for you that's no good. I saw an ad with, this may offend some of y'all, I don't know, I really don't care if it does, but I saw Rihanna. Y'all like Rihanna, oh, you know, bad boy, whatever it is, shaking that, whatever it is, right? She's there promoting a milk ad. And you know damn good and well, cow's milk is not meant for human consumption. I don't care what anyone tells you, anybody will tell you that, it's got any sense. You do not, and the funny thing about cow's milk is that if you don't drink the cow's milk directly, they give it to you another way. You know how they give it to you another way?
Cheese.
Not just cheese. Bread. What's bread made with? You can't make bread without milk. So therefore, yeah, I'm vegan. I ain't drinking no milk, eating no butter or no cheese. Have a slice of bread. Oh, great! I'll have some bread. You eat the bread, you're still getting the milk. So we have to start looking at things from a whole nother perspective, a whole nother idea of what's going on. And they use people like that, the entertainers, to sell us or to separate our money from our wallet as quick as you can for things that are not beneficial to us as a people as a whole. All right? But the thing is that we have to learn to block these things out. And that comes with diligence, it comes with practice, that comes with being able to say, when you sit down and you get ready to do this meditation, this is what I'm going to do. And the more you do it, the more focused you become, the better it is for you. Meaning this is that if you do it once a week, expect once a week results. If you do it twice a week, expect twice a week results. It's like trying to build a strong arm. The more you pump that arm, the more you lift that weight, the bigger the muscle is going to get. But if you do it one day a week, and then don't do it for the next 7 days, expect to see something, it's not going to happen. So this is what we say all the time, wife and I tell people, that in anything that you want to achieve, you have to do the work. You have to put the work in. If you're not going to put the work in, then therefore don't bother trying to do it, because it's not going to benefit you at all in any way. Okay, now, whenever you go, and before you do a meditation, always, and this is even if you're not meditating, but keep this in mind, that you always want to put in place protection from psychic attack, okay? Psychic invasion. This happens to you all the time. You are always invaded by people who we know as energy vampires. There are people who are always constantly trying to zap your energy or steal from you. So one of the first things you want to do is find a way of protecting yourself while you're in this safe state. What you can do, there's different methods that help us here, but the reason why is that you are so vulnerable and that you are so open that anything can come in. And if you're unaware of something coming in and you're not knowing, then therefore you will be susceptible to whatever actions this thing decides to do while in that state and while you are in that physical body. And there are many times that people do things and say, I don't remember doing that. I don't remember saying that. I don't remember pulling the trigger. I don't remember strangling them, because of the fact that at that time it was so open that they invited something to come in to take over and attack the body on that level. One of the things that we use our organ energy. Organ energy is a life force energy that is designed and created. Like, we make our own products. We don't buy it from China, we don't buy it from somebody else and sell it to you all. Everything that you see here on these tables, my wife and I, we create. We all make by hand. There's nothing here that is made other than maybe a couple of things that we have as far as in the spoons and the bottles and things of that nature that we have. But we make this here because we know that this works as a protection device for you. All right? While you have this on your person, your body will be shielded against all kinds of negativity. And for example, this, I don't know if you see this or not, but these are, like Joe was talking about before, these are some of the sources of the EMF, extreme low frequencies, electromagnetic vibration frequency. You see where it's coming from? Everything. What's happening, and this is all man-made. This comes from cell phones, computers, all these different devices that we have around us, through us, every single day going on. How many of y'all saw the movie Lucy? Y'all see that movie?
Yes.
Okay, now you remember when she advanced to a certain level? She saw trees, she saw everything. What was happening is that she got so high, so advanced, her frequency was that she saw these same things in a whole other dimension that existed. And then when she was out in the street in the car, and the people were using cell phones, you saw all of that stuff coming out. That's for real. They call it e-smog, electronic smog is what they call it. And you go through it every single day that you exist. You don't think about it, but this is what happens. Let me see what I'm saying. All right. That's my car right there, right? Now, this is a device I have. It don't turn the car on. What it can do, it can, let me see what it do there. Okay, I just unlocked my car from in here. And let me lock it back. This is New York, I'm gonna lock it back real quick. I know how y'all do here. I'm from here, I just live here, find out. What it is that I just hit that button, and an invisible signal went through that vehicle and unlocked that door. It went through the screen, through this, through the glass thing, and went outside. If I was inside the house and did it, it would do the exact same thing. Now, do you think that same signal isn't going through your body at the same time? And when it goes through your body, what happens? What happens to your body? It disrupts your cells, not at the cellular, but at the molecular level, and disrupts things. That's why a lot of times, as the brother was saying, that they send out these signals, and people get sick and don't know why. People are in pain and don't know why. Because you are subject to the frequency of whatever that device or whatever devices that you have electronically that's affecting the body. You know, there's a spot in, you might know, heard of this here. It's in somewhere in Virginia. I think it's a 13,000 square mile place where there is no electronic activity allowed. None. You can't use cell phones. You can't use radio, nothing that deals with a frequency. You can get a landline, but there's no other energies allowed in this particular zone. Why? Because the U.S. Army is running tests there. And when they run these tests, those frequencies from those cell phones, those places, will interfere with whatever the hell they're doing there. Nobody knows what they're doing, they ain't telling nobody, but you are not allowed to have a cell phone. If you did, it wouldn't work in this 13-mile radius in Virginia. And as we come up to here, we go through that dead spot sometimes on the outskirts, and their phones, everything just goes dead. You know, it doesn't work. So they are well aware of what's going on, how it's going on, and we have in place the things that will act as a means of protection.